Hello, my name is Megan Bones and I'm an A-level media student at the Billericay School. My task was to create an opening sequence for a new fiction film, so my chosen genre was horror. During my project I picked up a variety of skills and used a wide range of technologies to make my opening sequence look as professional as possible, hopefully anyway. Prior to my project I had no previous experience to using camcorders. However, due to my preliminary task it provided me with a little more experience. I wanted to produce an opening sequence to the best of my ability, so I purchased a Canon EOS 100D digital SLR camera. After reading excellent reviews and doing some test footage with the camera, I felt very happy and comfortable with my purchase. This camera shoots full HD videos with manual control over frame rate, exposure and sound. As this is an entry-level camera, it is affordable and available to all. In my opening sequence I needed the main character to have a conversation over the phone. To overcome this I used a Roland R05 MP3 voice recorder to make it sound like someone was on the other end of the phone. When I imported the audio onto Final Cut Express I found that the sound was quiet, so I had to edit it to make it louder. I also put on an effect to make the phone call sound realistic. By using all of these different equipment, it shows that I can understand the concept of convergence and the adaptability the technology has to be used in multiple programs. This is an example of democratization, how technology is accessible to prosumers like myself who produce and consume media. I had little experience to using the software such as Final Cut Express and LiveType, which I used during the post-production stage of my opening sequence. These two softwares are available to anyone and allows you to edit clips together, add in music, etc. I watch YouTube tutorials to help me grasp the basic concepts of how editing footage together. Editing my own opening sequence together, I had trouble with editing in external medias, so it took a lot of time to adjust certain aspects to make them fit into the scene correctly. When using Final Cut Express, it allowed me to use a colour corrector to adjust certain aspects of my clips. I attempted to darken a particular clip of my actor looking outside. I successfully did this and I managed to make it look realistic as well. To produce my institution shots, I used a software called LiveType, which specialises in producing titles, so it was perfect for creating my institution shots. It allows you to use different fonts, transactions and text movements, which are easy to manipulate. I found this software much easier to use than Final Cut Express because the layout was much more simplistic and the editing was quick and easy. I produced and achieved very professional looking titles by using this software. Throughout the post-production stage, where I completed all of my research and planning, I used several different technologies in order to show the full extent of creating my opening sequence. I frequently use the internet to research on different websites such as YouTube, DaFont and Art of the Title, and all of these assisted me in the post-production stage. DaFont was a website that I used to research fonts that reflected my chosen genre. The fonts on this website were also free and legal to download. I also used websites where I could legally download non-copyright music to put in my opening sequence, such as YouTube Converter. The main website I used was YouTube, and this was mainly because I used it to watch tutorials and information on how to use the advanced softwares. YouTube also allowed me to post my finishing product, which was my opening sequence. This is another example of democratization, as it suggests that anyone can create a video and publish it onto a site that is used globally by millions of people every day. During the planning process of the post-production stage, I used Microsoft Office PowerPoint to create my pitch that I then presented to a class of possible audience members. My pitch contained all of my ideas that would feature in my opening sequence, from titles to the location to the actors. I then displayed information about every aspect of my opening sequence. What I have learnt during the whole project was how to complete specific tasks to complete my research and planning. Another main aspect that I have learned is how to edit, especially on the software Final Cut Express. I was able to adjust lighting and colour balance due to all of the technologies and tools that were available to me. Therefore, this taught me the wider issues of convergence and democratisation that is involved when producing a low-budget independent film. However, if you know all of the media aspects and technologies, you can make a successful media product. There is a large amount of opportunities for independent filmmakers such as myself to prove that you can produce and distribute a film to an audience. But if you do not have the knowledge and experience, the technologies are worthless and you will not produce a successful media product.